What's up, guys? It's Jason up with the New 80s Revolution, and I'm standing here in front of the Neca Friday the 13th massive collection wall that we have yet to go through. We have not yet shown an up-close and personal look at all this fun horror stuff, but I'm here right now because the mailman just came, and we got two brand new Neca figures to unbox, to review. I'm just so excited. I'm going to run up there, I'm going to open those packages, and then I'm going to show you real close up, real nice and crisp and pretty, like we're going to show you just what we got.
Hi guys,
right now.
here's your first look at the Neca Toony Terrors Jason Voorhees figure. This is brand spanking new, and surprisingly was found at Target today, although I did not get him at Target. I ordered him from Amazon a couple of days ago. A little bit different style figure, a lot different style figure than we're used to with Neca. Neca is obviously known for their wonderfully detailed figures. This is certainly not in that style. This is in more of a exaggerated cartoon style. Hence the name Toony Terrors. I love these things and was super excited when I heard they were coming out. Not a lot of people, I don't know, the reviews on these figures are kind of mixed. Some folks are not interested in the cartoon style figure. I happen to love them. I think it's a big, it's just a different style figure. So the package is pretty interesting. You got your Jason Voorhees on the movie marquee style back card there. Card back. He does come with his machete, which we'll take a look at later, loose, and again even a cartoony style machete as well. Back of the packaging, nothing special going on there. We do not have what we're used to when we look at the backs of packages. We do not have all the figures on display, but instead we have this, again, cartoon style, cartoon artwork backdrop that we're apparently supposed to cut out and then display the figure in front of this backdrop. Kind of a over-the-top cartoony haunted forest type of look, or whatever, scary forest. But I love these figures. Like I said, Series 1 I believe has Jason, Freddy, and two different Pennywise figures. Series 2, which is yet to be released, will include a Leatherface, a Michael Myers, and Chucky, and Pinhead. I think that these are a fine addition to the Neca line, and I was waiting for these to get released as soon as I heard about them. I will not get all four of them. I am pretty much only collecting Friday the 13th stuff right now. Alright, and here's what you're more used to from Neca. This is the brand new Friday the 13th Part 5, a new beginning Neca figure. This one I have also been waiting for a long time. Once I heard that this was being released, I knew that I needed to have it, and even more so because Neca is losing, well, not losing the license for Friday the 13th figures, but basically the line is on hold. Everything associated with Friday the 13th is on hold because of the lawsuit between Sean Cunningham and, I don't know, somebody else. So this is one of the last Friday the 13th Neca figures, as you take a look at the detailed back. Now, what's so different about this figure is it's not actually Jason Voorhees, and we'll explain a little bit of that as we unbox these and take a little bit of a closer look at the figure. But there it is. There's the box that you're so used to with the Neca figures. The awesome window box display for all of you on-card collectors. as gorgeous as this is, I will not be keeping him in this box. You know how we do things on the New 80s Revolution. All right, so let's crack these bad boys open and get a closer look at them.
All right, so there you go. You saw a up close, a little bit closer look at the packaging for these two bad boys. All right, so this one I'm going to do first. The Toony Terrors I heard about or saw online. Either they weren't at this year's Comic-Con. Actually, San Diego showed off Series 2. So these I found out about way earlier this year, or maybe even late last year. I found out that Neca was going to be putting out these cartoon-style figures. And I loved what I saw. Series 1 is Jason, Freddy Krueger, and 2 different Pennywise figures. So more of the old school Pennywise and the current Pennywise. Recently announced Series 2 will be Leatherface, Michael Myers, Chucky, and Pinhead. The old me would be getting all of them. But I really have to start figuring out, you know, how much of a collection I'm going to purchase and, you know, how I'm going to scale it back a little bit. We're running out of room, and we still need a ton of room for the G.I. Joe collection. So basically, I am now horror-wise, I'm only collecting Friday the 13th and Jason Voorhees stuff. So I will not be getting the other Toony Terror figures, unfortunately. And as is custom with the New 80s Revolution, these guys are coming out of the package. And as custom with the New 80s Revolution, I will most likely struggle. Oh, I like that. I didn't see that. You can't see this when this bubble is on, but take a close look at that. Look at that backdrop. It's got the skeleton ticket taker behind the movie theater ticket booth. That's actually a pretty cool little feature there. Pretty cool little artwork. All right, so far not so bad. There's the marquee. I actually like this marquee style Jason Voorhees. I might try to cut that out or something. All right, here is our friend Jason Voorhees, Toony Terror in package. And here we go. We're gonna be cutting into him here. Seeing if we can master the NECA packaging once and for all. It took a lot less time than usual. I'm not gonna show them off yet. Hang on. We've got a machete that is taped in. Again, thank you, NECA, for really making sure that our figures are safe and secure inside plastic, inside cardboard. I don't know what we would do without all of this security. My assumption is that the figures would be destroyed. They would bounce all around the packaging. They'd probably fall out of the shipping boxes, and they'd be all over the interstate if you guys didn't really bolt them into the packaging. But he is free, and here he is. This is your Toony Terrors Jason Voorhees figure. Now, you're looking at him going, well, you know, what is going on here with this? This is kind of a, it's kind of a cartoony figure, New 80s Revolution. Well, of course it's a cartoon. That is the whole point. All right, this is done in a completely different style than what we're used to from NECA. In fact, my kid has a whole bunch of the Scooby-Doo figures that were released like 4, 5, 6 years ago, and he kind of fits perfectly. So this is almost like done in the style of the old Scooby-Doo cartoon bad guys. It's like it matches perfectly with those figures, with the Scooby-Doo figures. So you could really set up some cool scenes with maybe Jason Voorhees just really annihilating Fred or Daphne or Velma if you've got those Scooby-Doo figures. So there you have him. Just have an unusually long left arm. But there is your close look at the Neca Toony Terrors Jason Voorhees figure. Now, how many points of articulation do we have here? Like 2.5. Okay, so both arms will move for you. So you can put a really long arm up in the air if you'd like. This arm is going to move for you. And the head is going to kind of turn for you a little bit. We got no way. Oh, I misspoke. We got some leg action here on the Toony Terrors. We will add his, take a closer look at the machete too. Again, also done in a little bit of a cartoon style. Definitely not as realistic as what we're used to from NECA. Fits very securely in his hand. That's nice to see. So I think we'll leave his arm down. And there we have him. Your Neca Toony Terrors Jason Voorhees figure. Again, very different than what we're used to from NECA, but an absolute must-have for my collection. Alright, so again, we'll do the 5 points of articulation. We've got both arms movable, we've got legs movable, and we've got a head that moves back and forth. Very, very plain. Green shirt, brown pants. Jason Voorhees actually has a blue under t-shirt, so he likes to dress in layers apparently. And I love it. I love it so much I might actually get the other ones. They're small enough to where they're not going to take out a ton of space. No, the mask does not come off if you're wondering. I might get the others. I don't know about Pinhead. I don't really care about Pinhead, but I might get Freddy, I might get Leatherface, I might get Michael Myers. Great stuff. I love this figure. This is going to be a nice new addition to the Friday the 13th collection that's over there. Okay, now on to what we are used to from NECA. Again, the overly detailed, very realistic, adult collectibles that my boy likes to say. These things are becoming some of my favorite items and my favorite things to look out for. Quickly, and unfortunately, we only have one more NECA Friday the 13th figure being released. Pamela Voorhees in like as a zombie, as she was in part 2, as she came out of the water at the end of part 2. She was all zombied up. She will be released probably in the next few weeks or next month, I would assume at the latest. But that is going to be it for Friday the 13th figures from NECA. There is some ongoing battle for the rights to Friday the 13th between Sean Cunningham, who was the original, producer, writer, whatever, and some other guy who I don't know. And they're arguing and battling back and forth as to who owns what, and so therefore everything is frozen. So we will not get any more NECA Friday the 13th figures after the Pamela Voorhees figure, and that's disappointing because there's, you know, a Jason X that could be an insanely awesome figure. There's the Jason Takes Manhattan figure, which was never made, and there's the Jason Goes to Hell figure, which was never made. But so anyway, we're going to get into this. I showed off the shadow box or the window box in the last in the little up close clip that I showed you. So the interesting thing about this, as we crack it open, Friday the 13th Part 5 did not have Jason Voorhees, as we know and love him, in the movie. He was not in the movie. Part 4, he was killed. And so maybe that was going to be it. So in Part 5, if you remember, in the very beginning of the movie, there's a scene where a group home resident kills another group home resident, and the paramedics show up, and one of the paramedics, as the paramedics are taking the kid away, you know, they focus a little closely on Roy, the paramedic, and you eventually find out through the movie that the kid that was murdered was Roy's son. And so Roy, the paramedic, loses his mind, dons the mask, and starts butchering people as Jason Voorhees. And we don't know that until the very end of the movie, when Roy/Jason is killed, and they pull his mask off, and they realize it's good old Roy. So the fact that what? Come on. I did, this just fell off in my hands. We're not used to that. Got a little cutting down here to do. But look at this. We're free. The figure is free. It is free for the pack. This has never happened in the history of NECA. I personally think they're watching these videos. This wasn't even tied, and this one came off with one cut. This is wonderful. Wow. I've never opened a NECA package that fast in my life. Now, here's the best part of this figure. And this is why when I saw this, I said, this is going to be my favorite Friday the 13th NECA figure. Why? Well, as you notice, he's got a blue mask, or a mask with blue markings on it. Well, that was never part of Jason Voorhees' life. He never had the blue marking mask. He always had a red mask. So I'm guessing that good old Roy here stopped off at a sporting goods store and picked up this generic mask and slapped it on, and nobody really seemed to notice. But here's the best part. As the mask comes off, there's good old Roy. Take a look at that. That is amazing. Roy's got the headpiece on. Roy's got the Dick's Sporting Goods $29.99 mask on. And there's old Roy. There's his face. I love this. I love this figure. I am so glad that they actually gave Roy his own NECA figure. And Roy is still out there. Roy is doing signings at Comic-Cons and whatnot. So I cannot wait, I hope, to get an opportunity to meet old Roy here. Great figure. Take a look at the detail right here. If you can see closely, is a slice. Roy Jason was injured in the movie. He was sliced in the gut there. So they added the slice. Excellent figure. Just what we are used to from NECA, but with a little bit of a surprise twist. It's Roy. It's not Jason, it's Roy. Wonderful figure. As always, the things that we can expect from NECA are an abundance of accessories. So we'll take a look at these as I navigate them out of the package for you. All right. This is one of my favorite accessories. This is a flare gun, or a flare from a flare gun. And in the movie, at one point, Jason Roy here grabs the flare and shoves it in the mouth of one of his victims. Lights up his whole face. Great accessory. The flare, the emergency flare. We've got your classic bloody cleaver. We've got your working hedge clippers, I guess. Bloody, of course. We've got your standard bloody knife. Not bad. What else we got in here? We have a machete. No Jason is complete without a machete, of course. We have a stick that I'll get out here in a moment. Now, all of these little accessories are taped on. Now, this is interesting. I'm not quite sure what this is, but it's like a leathery, strappy loop thing. I don't know what that is. Not sure where that falls in the movie. We have a stick. We have a twig. Again, can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. Not sure why there's a twig in here. We have an extremely small accessory. We have what looks to be a spike, or like a railroad spike. I don't even know if you can see that. Look at that tiny little accessory. That tiny little railroad spike. It's so cool. We've got this big long metal steel dagger thing. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accessories come with the Friday the 13th Part 5 New Beginning Roy Jason figure. And of course, as always with NECA, there is I'm just going to move this. There is the bonus hand. The bonus closed fist hand if you wanted to swap out a hand and have him hold a couple of... One of his hands is open, as you can see. So if you wanted to swap out a hand and be able to hold on to another weapon, so Roy Jason can hold on to 2 weapons if he so chooses. My personal choice for display on this one, it's going to be the flare gun, or the flare. That's how my Jason's going to sit on the shelf, with that flare. Just because that was such a cool part of the movie, and it's such a cool little accessory to include. Again, NECA knocks it out of the park every single time. And so you can see here, he's not going to stand. Yes, he is. You can see the contrast here between our 2 figures, right? Our Toony Terrors NECA, our Friday the 13th Part 5 Roy Jason figure. Obviously, 2 different worlds here, but I love them both the same. One of my new favorite lines, a figure that I've been waiting for forever. Pamela Voorhees will be it. I really hope that they get this lawsuit thing settled so that we can continue enjoying our Friday the 13th NECA figures. That'll be all for me tonight, boys and girls. Coming up, probably tomorrow, just because I'm in the mood, will be the cartoon on DVD collection. And then we're just going to keep it going again. And I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Roy Jason says, good night now.